What's good, everybody? It's your man Dale Saint, man. How you feeling out there? Happy Friday. Well, looks like the shooter from the Charlie Kirk murder has been caught. Wasn't caught by the FBI. Wasn't caught by local law enforcement. He was caught um, and taken into custody and turned over by his father. And who is this guy? It's kind of like I was saying from the very beginning. A lone wolf dude, a weird white guy with a gun. That's what it turned out to be. And MAGA's, they've shown their colors, bro. MAGA was all up in arms. The far right was up in arms. All these conservatives or whatever getting out here saying what they're saying it was going to be a trans person, hoping it was a trans person. Really, they were hoping it was a black person. They were hoping it was their perceived enemy that did this. That's what they were hoping, right? But these events, man, active shooters and these assassins, I mean, you gotta look at the profile, bro. Look at the profile. Hey, this guy looks exactly like I thought he would look. This is a dude who wasn't really doing anything with his life, right? Probably didn't have a girlfriend, probably didn't have a job or was underemployed, no prospects, no real future, got radicalized. And then he just zoomed in on one person, just locked in on one person and committed a horrible act. Did he do it for attention? Was he reaching out, lashing out? I don't know. We'll let the pros tell us that. Because, this guy was caught. He's alive. He's in custody. One of the things that I noticed is the rhetoric on this being a capital crime and, the death penalty is a thing in Utah. At first they were saying it's gonna be the death penalty for this person because the right was certain there was a certain type of person that did this. But now they see it's just a weird white dude. That rhetoric, that talk, that tough talk about the death penalty is kind of going away. You see, MAGA is showing their colors, bro. There's no other way to look at it. They are showing their colors. And this is something that is shameful, but this is something that we all need to understand and accept. I got a buddy who lives in an area where it's predominantly white. He's black, very successful. And there was an incident recently where he was at this place, this very exclusive place, members only, no one can get in there, no real outsiders. But someone's weird grown-up kid came in there looking for trouble. And long story boring, there was a gun involved. Luckily, no one got hurt, but my buddy was there. And his friends were telling him to stay away when this is going on. Like the guys inside the place had to restrain this dude, call law enforcement, and hold this guy down until law enforcement got there. And my buddy was there. And he's telling me the story. And normally it takes a while for me to get angry. He's telling me the story. I went from 0 to 100. Pissed off. Like, yo, your white friends knew that this guy was out there. Your white friends knew that this dude was roaming around. This dude could be a problem. Your white friends knew that this weirdo kid and his family who lived in y'all community, this weirdo kid was out there, bro. He's probably saying things about you and your wife. And they didn't tell you. This is what happens when you rile up the crazy folks. This is what happens when you dog whistle. And the fact that MAGA doesn't want to do anything, they're changing their tone and they're getting real quiet. That tells us a lot. That tells us a whole lot. This shooter, allegedly, is in that Nick Fuentes rabbit hole. This guy, allegedly, all those cryptic messages, stuff that he wrote on the bullets that people thought it was some trans stuff. Nah, there's some weirdo white boy alt-right stuff, right? And Allegedly, Nick Fuentes was going back and forth with Charlie Kirk, back and forth. Nick Fuentes is doing this thing. And these people online, man, there's a lot of these people on YouTube, these YouTubers, they do this trumped up drama because they think it's good for clicks. They're doing whatever. But the weirdos are listening, bro. The weirdos can't tell that you just playing. The weirdos don't understand that it's a game to you. You just trying to get clicks, trying to get money, trying to get clout, trying to get whatever. The weirdos come out and they do things. So I'm keeping my eye on that. But even within that sub community, that Nick Fuentes stuff, they're going back and forth like, hey, was that one of our guys? Those cryptic messages, that's the stuff that they say to each other. It's gotten out of control, people. It's gotten out of control. And at the end of the day, what does it boil down to, man? It boils down to mental health issues. It boils down to this technology, this AI-driven algorithm stuff that just keeps pushing hate and pushing hate and pushing hate. If that's what you're looking at, it's going to keep giving you what you're looking for online. And it's isolation. These guys don't have friends. They don't have girlfriends. They're socially inept. They're not in the real world. They're in that online world, that gaming world or whatever. They don't go outside, right? All this is going on. And then they finally ask, who's at fault? I mean, I think everybody gets a little bit of it, you know what I'm saying? But we got to stop doing this. If it's possible to program AI or algorithms, you got to change those algorithms. Quit allowing these people to fall down these rabbit holes when they're not mentally strong enough to handle what's down there. We're pushing these guys. We're radicalizing people on both sides. We need to stop. We need to stop. Because this is going to continue if we don't. Like, I'm really upset right now just thinking about my friend and his wife. These are people I love. And you work hard and you get yourself in a situation where you can get away from the drama down here in the trenches. You can get away from the hood, right? You do it right. You go somewhere, you're living right, only to have some weirdo from someone's family go grab a weapon and come end your life because they've been radicalized by this technology that we have out here now. I don't like it. I don't like it. Right? Y'all saw what happened yesterday. The right was all about that. They wanted that drama. All the weirdos are calling up the HBCUs, the historically black colleges and universities, making threats. Right? They're going after the gay community, going after the trans community, going after the black community. We had nothing to do with that. That's y'all shit. That's y'all, man. When's the last time you seen a dude from a hood crawl on top of a roof and shoot somebody from 2 football fields away with a 30-06? I don't know anybody in the hood with a 30-06. I know plenty of people with 12 gauges and AKs and ARs and things of that nature, lots of handguns. That's not what we do. Why y'all coming for us? It doesn't make any sense. Y'all need to get control, man, of y'all situation, make control of your household. Y'all supposed to be the religious folks. How come you don't know what your kids are out here doing? Why you got a grown-ass man living in your house anyway? How come he wasn't in the military? How come he wasn't with the Peace Corps? How come he wasn't out traveling, seeing the real world and seeing what's really going on out there? How come he wasn't, working? It's not working because the economy is jacked up, right? And we'll talk about all that later, but he's in your house and he goes out here and does this horrific thing. And if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, the shooter's father is retired law enforcement. So the shooter goes to his dad, tells his dad what he does, and his dad takes him into custody. I wonder if his dad handcuffed him and took him to the police and turned him in. Meanwhile, the FBI, which is run by an idiot, was chasing his tail, going in circles, and Patel ain't going nowhere. Why? Because he's a lapdog. He's going to tell Trump what Trump wants to hear and continue to say stupid stuff, but he's not going to lose his job because Trump can tell him to fire this person and fire that person, and Patel's going to do it without question. Y'all want to talk about DEI, right? Again, it's crazy. Charlie Kirk would question a black man as a pilot. Is he competent? But has nothing to say about Patel. Completely unqualified for the job. And the guy's in charge of counterterrorism. Someone was telling me he used to be the neighborhood gardener. The dude was working at a grocery store or something, bagging groceries, and now he's in charge of what, counterterrorism or whatever, some 22-year-old or whatever this dude is. Y'all need to really wake up to what's going on, man. Damn, y'all need to really wake up. I'm so upset that I didn't even turn on my microphone, so I hope the audio comes out good. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this, bro. It doesn't have to be this way. It does not have to be this way. MAGA, the guy who murdered Charlie Kirk is one of yours. He's not one of ours. He's one of yours. Stop creating these weirdos and pushing these weirdos to do these horrific crimes. Stop. Take some time and get y'all house in order before y'all come over here talking about us or the trans people or the gay people or the Latinos or whoever. Right? Y'all need to get y'all shit together first, man. You know what I mean? All right, that's it. I'm DLC, man. That's all I got to say, man. I welcome any comments in the comments below. It is what it is, bro. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.